Hi, Ruth, I'm back. So I'm going to do like a quick video on what to do with plantain, groblad. I'm gonna show you just the ingredients. I'm not gonna actually make the things, but I'm gonna show you how to make a salve, a tincture, oil infusion, and tea. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about, and seeds. I'm gonna show you a little bit about the seeds too. So I'm going to show you a little bit about plantain. The reason I'm not actually doing it right now, you will see outside. Hang on. It has been raining very much the last couple of days. And the forecast for this Norwegian summer is more rain, more cold. And you should actually harvest the leaves after a warm, sunny day in the afternoon, just so you know. And since there is not going to be any warm, sunny afternoons, and since I do prefer to pick them closer to the full moon anyway, I'm just going to go right ahead and talk a little bit about how I do things here. So, salve. Okay, so this is making the salve. I took the plantain leaves, washed them and dried them, put them in a jar in the double boiler. And I'm going to use my organic cold-pressed rapeseed oil, which is my favorite. You could also use olive oil. I have both fresh from Israel and also the organic store-bought. But for now on, I'm just going to add. So what you do, you just take the leaves and you put them in the jar. If you want to do more than just this tiny one that I'm using as an example, you just basically fill the whole mason jar, a pint of mason, and fill it. So it's important that you cover the leaves, yeah? That's kind of like the main thing going on here. Okay. So, when you do the double boiling to make the oil infusion, you just do it like this, and you let it simmer. I just started it on my gas here. So it should be like between 110 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. They say like between 43 and 49 degrees Celsius. Some say also up to 60. But you can let it simmer, at that temperature for, from 24 hours to 48 hours if you want to do it slow. Some people do it shorter. The main point here is to get the water from the fresh leaves, because you don't want to have water in the oil because it will make it rancid. So I'm using fresh leaves here now because I don't have any dried ones. I'm going to just show you something here. This is kind of like my wood oven. I just use this drying rack to dry off the plantain a little bit, but this is also where I dry my herbs. This is lovage. I made a previous video on lovage. So I'm also drying my banana skins because I use those for compost, which I also made a video on. But anyway, if you have fresh plantain, you just take the whole plant and dry it out. Like you can hang it like in a place like that, for instance, or if you have a dehydrator, or it's good to dry it. So, after this has simmered, you take, for the hours you want, you rinse it off. I just use a cheesecloth. And then when you have the oil, the pure oil, after it's sifted, you put it back, you reheat it again in the double cooker, and you add the beeswax. Now, this is pure beeswax, and this is like 80 grams. So, but the measure is 1:1. So if you have 1 deciliter or 1 ounce, whatever, with the oil, you use the same in the beeswax, and you just add the beeswax into the jar, and you let it melt, and then you're ready to put it on containers. Like I have this tin container I really like to recycle, so this is a good metal box for it. And this is a smaller box that I want to have the salve in to, for traveling or easy access in the purse. So, that is how to make the salve. You can also do it with dry leaves, by the way. So another thing you want to make sure of when you're making the oil infusions, either if you want to use it for the salve or if you just want to have the oil infusion itself, then it's important to kind of like not let it simmer through the night. Just turn it off during the night and cover it like with something. Talking about oil infusions, that's kind of like one of the other things I wanted to show you. I have made several oil infusions, but I haven't made with plantain yet, so I'm looking forward to that one. But here I have peppermint essence. It's kind of like a tincture made of peppermint and spirits. And I have rapeseed oil infusion with peppermint. So I'm going to show you how to make the tincture too. But I just wanted to mention that when you make the oil infusion like this, you can also just keep the oil. You don't need to add the beeswax to have a salve. You could just use the oil. I'm probably going to post something, like some links to what you can use the oils for and what you can use the salves for. I'm also wanting to make a yarrow salve. There are so many cool things you can do with the salve. So, next up is the tincture. So, tinctures are very, very potent things you can use that it will keep longer in the cabinets, and also they're more potent, more powerful. I have this old laboratory jars after my father, and you see they're very, it's only glass lids on glass bottle, but they're really, really nice. On some mixes, you would want to have the dark jars. On dark brown, dark green bottles, things will actually stay for longer here. Let me show you my shelf. By the way, this shelf I made out of old wooden skis that I found up in the attic on the farm. And these are some of my jars. I have lovage seeds, I have dill, I have chili, I have yarrow, cayenne. Oh my gosh, I love cayenne. I have bay leaves. I have different things on my different jars. What do you know? Plantain seeds. I'm going to bring this over here and talk about that a little bit. But back to the tinctures. What you need is, like, I use 40% vodka. Some might use 60%, but I found that 40% is okay. I don't drink the stuff, but I only use it for tinctures, but it's a very potent way to do it. And as I said, I really like upcycling. So this is a jar that I've kept. If I had had more plantain now, and this is actually sterilized now, I would have the fresh leaves in here, again washed and dried up a little bit, and I would just cover it with the vodka. And I would put the lid on, and I would just put it away for a while. This is kind of like, I make vanilla essence like this. You can do tinctures with everything. You do two parts of alcohol and 1 part fresh leaves. So that's basically it. And you just put it on a dark place for 4 to 6 weeks. And the dosage is like 1 to 30 drops. It depends. So that is how you make a tincture. And you just have to love having this around. Also for medicinal and flavor-wise. Yep. Now, as we were speaking about earlier, about the oil infusions, you can just keep the oil infusions and use it itself on your skin to smooth the skin. It's very good for smoothing the skin, the plantain oil infusion. But there is also other things you can do with it. So, you know, in the summer, if you have a sunburn and you really want to cool it down, maybe they don't have aloe vera where you live. So, plantain, it's awesome. Now, this is just for an example, just an illustration. This is actually peppermint infusion, but when my infusion over there is done, I am going to put like similar. So, you basically take a jar and you put in the oil infusion, and you mix it with apple cider vinegar. And then you let it set for a little bit, and you just add it to bottle, you know, those small spray bottles, and then you can just spray it on your skin when you need to, you know, heal after sunburn or things like that. So as for making teas, if you have like digestive problems, like constipation or anything, also these seeds of the plantains are really good. I let it dry on the stem because I think it's more decorative. But you just pull, it's very easy, just pull off the dried, these are dried, the dried seeds into a cup. Or you can use a sifter, of course, but like 1 teaspoon per cup, and let it sit for a while. You can also boil it for 3 or 5 minutes. I'm not like very fond of boiling too much, but so that's one way you can make a tea of it. You can also make teas by boiling the fresh leaves for 3 or 5 minutes. But there's different measures of how to do it and what effects they will be good for. So I talked earlier about what plantain is good for, and the list is so long that I'm not going to spend time on that for now. But if you want internal healing, plantain tea, not too bad. So there's like 3 tea recipes, as I would call it. One is if you just want to drink it, like 3 or 5 cups a day to soothe in your stomach, or to, you know, use it against whatever it is you want to use it against. But you can like also up it up a little bit and make stronger solutions. So if you just want to make like a pot of tea, you take 1 liter of water and you take like 20 to 50 grams, whatever, and you just, you know, let it boil for 3 or 5 minutes and let it cool off a little bit. You can experiment, usually between 20 or 30 grams of leaves per liter. A liter is like, what, 33 ounces? And also, if you want to make it a little bit stronger, you up it up to a little bit more. And when you do that, you can use it as a little bit stronger remedy, and not to drink so much. That would not be very beneficial. But you could use it as gargling water. You can use it for so many things. I'm going to check my cheat sheets. Because I did make some notes on this, as you will see. So basically, you do the tea, if you want to drink it, 20 to 30 grams. If you want it stronger, 50 to 100 grams. The strongest is 200 to 300 grams per liter. And you can use it as a mouthwash. You can use it, like I said, towards indigestion, heartburn, irritable bowel syndrome, urinary tract infections, bladder infections, and even kidney infections. So you girls out there that are struggling with these kind of things, try this one out. So you basically kind of like have to feel your way through it, how you want to do it. I would not recommend on a pregnant woman to use this. That is not advisable. And I would also ask, you know, read up on it or check your doctor if it's okay while you're breastfeeding. I do know if you have like sores after breastfeeding, the leaf itself applied on it would be beneficial. So anyway, the tinctures you can use against dry throats. It also helps you to boost the immunity. But as for the teas, I'll post more about it. But that's it. That's a little bit about plantain and how you can use it. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment. And I'll see you around. Bye.